The warm September sun bathed the rolling hills of Napa Valley, California, where the scent of ripening grapes mingled with laughter at the grand opening of my sister's winery tasting room. I'm Lena Navarro, a 35-year-old environmental lawyer who'd spent years fighting to protect family vineyards like ours from corporate buyouts. Holding a glass of our estate's finest Pinot Noir, I raised it to the crowd of friends, family, and local vintners, to new ventures, to our shared legacy, and to my father Miguel, who poured his heart into this vineyard. My voice trembled slightly, his death 3 weeks ago still a fresh wound. The crowd toasted softly, honoring the man who'd shaped this land. At the edge of the oak-paneled room, my Aunt Rosa stood, her silver-streaked hair catching the light. At 52, she was my father's younger sister, a real estate developer from San Francisco whose sharp ambition had always clashed with our family's devotion to the vineyard. As a child, adopted into the Navarro family at age 5 after my biological parents' passing, I'd overheard her harsh words to my parents, Sophia and Carlos. "A kid from her background doesn't belong in our world," she'd said, her voice cold. "She'll never understand our heritage." Those words had fueled my drive to prove I was as much a Navarro as anyone. Now, Rosa stepped forward, clutching a crisp envelope. "Lena's right about Miguel's love for this place," she said, her voice smooth with practiced charm. "Before he passed, he left me a letter. He named me the new overseer of Navarro Vineyard." She waved the document, her smile confident. "He wanted me to guide its future." The room buzzed with surprise. My sister, Elena, hosting the event with her husband, Mateo, shot me a bewildered look. My heart sank. This vineyard was my father's soul. 40 acres of vines we'd tended together, where I'd learned to prune, test soil, and honor the land's rhythms. Rosa, by contrast, had visited only for photo ops, always pushing to sell the vineyard for luxury condos. My mind raced to a moment a month ago when Miguel, his hands trembling from illness, handed me a small engraved olive wood box. "Open this when the time feels right, Lena," he'd said, his eyes steady. Inside, I'd later found a notarized deed transferring the vineyard to me, dated 18 months prior. It was already mine, legally separate from his estate. Rosa's claim was impossible, unless she'd fabricated it. "That's quite a surprise, Rosa," I said, my tone even despite the churn in my chest. "Congratulations." Elena's eyes narrowed, sensing my unease. I excused myself, murmuring about checking the wine stock, and slipped out to the vineyard's office, a small stone building nestled among the vines. Rosa's letter had looked wrong. Miguel's handwriting, unsteady from years of arthritis, couldn't have produced the sharp signature I'd glimpsed. My phone buzzed with a text from Elena. "Lena, what's up? Rosa hates the vineyard. You okay?" I replied, "Need to check something at the office. Say I'm handling a delivery." Elena texted back, "Covered. Be careful." In the office, I retrieved the olive wood box from a locked drawer. My fingers traced its smooth surface as I opened it. There was the deed, notarized and clear, naming me the owner. Beside it, a letter in Miguel's shaky script. "My dearest Lena, if you're reading this, I'm gone. The vineyard is yours, as you've always been its keeper. Rosa may try to claim it. She sees profit where we see legacy. The deed is filed, legal, and binding. Protect our home. With love, Papa." Tears blurred my vision. Miguel had anticipated Rosa's greed. Another envelope caught my eye, sealed, with Rosa's name in his handwriting. What had he left for her? My phone pinged. Rosa. Smooth exit, Lena. Don't worry, you can still visit the vineyard when I'm running it. Her boldness steeled my resolve. I tucked the box under my arm and returned to the tasting room, Miguel's words echoing, "Truth doesn't need fanfare, Lena. It just needs to stand." The crowd had thinned to family and close friends. Rosa stood near the tasting bar, accepting praise from a few local vintners. I set the box on a barrel table, drawing attention. Elena hurried over. "Lena, what's in there?" "Something Papa left me," I said, loud enough for all to hear. "He gave it to me a month ago. Said to open it when the time was right." "That's now." Rosa's smile wavered. "What's this, Lena? A memento?" I opened the box, revealing the deed and Miguel's letter. 18 months ago, Papa transferred the vineyard to me. It's legally mine, not part of his estate. I placed the documents on the table. This is his true handwriting. Compare it to yours, Rosa. Mateo, a part-time estate lawyer, examined the deed. This is notarized, dated last year. It's airtight. He held Rosa's letter beside Miguel's. The contrast was stark. Miguel's trembling scrawl versus Rosa's pristine forgery. Silence enveloped the room. Elena squeezed my arm. Rosa's face paled. "This is ridiculous," she stammered. "Miguel gave me that letter. He wanted me to have it." My uncle Diego, Miguel's brother, spoke up. "Rosa, did you forge his signature?" Her silence was answer enough. She shifted, avoiding Elena's hurt gaze. "You don't understand," she said finally. "Lena always had Miguel's heart. She got everything, the vineyard, his pride. I just wanted a piece of him." "A piece you plan to sell," I said softly. "You pitched developers last spring, Rosa. Papa and I fought to keep this vineyard for the community." Diego's voice was sharp. "Why announce this now at Elena's winery opening?" "I found out at Miguel's lawyer's office," Rosa admitted. "The vineyard wasn't in his estate. I knew Lena got it. I thought if I claimed it first, it'd stick." Elena's voice shook with anger. "You tried to take Lena's home, Aunt Rosa, at my celebration." Mateo's expression hardened, his hand on her shoulder. I pulled out the envelope addressed to Rosa. "Papa left this for you," I said, handing it over. "I haven't opened it. He trusted you'd read it when the time came." Rosa hesitated, then opened it, her face crumpling as she read. "He knew," she whispered, passing the letter to Diego. "Read it aloud. Everyone should hear." Diego began. "Dear Rosa, if Lena's opened my olive wood box, you've tried to claim what's hers, or I'm gone, and the truth must out. I've known you since you were a girl, always chasing bigger, shinier things. The vineyard is Lena's, as she's its soul." "You saw it as a deal to close. You don't need land, Rosa. You need purpose. I've left you $18,000 to start something meaningful, maybe that culinary school you dreamed of as a kid. Lena will keep the vineyard open to you, but your path is elsewhere. Find it. With love, Miguel." The room was hushed, Miguel's words lingering. Rosa clutched the letter, her voice barely audible. "He saw through me, even now." Elena's eyes glistened. "Papa always did." I opened a photo album from the box, filled with images of Miguel and me tending vines, but also Rosa, younger, harvesting grapes with him, laughing at family barbecues. "He kept these in his office," I said. "He never stopped hoping you'd come back." Rosa's voice broke.